Outside Rick driving car number 23 from St. Albans, Vermont. That's John Booten. And shotgun on the field as they race off turn number 4. Green flag is out as we kick off a Sunday afternoon of racing action. Shotgun on the field is the 28 of Ryan Booten and the 44N of Brandon Nolan. They're racing out front. Meanwhile, we've got a spin over in turn number 2. Brian Chris has looped the 98. He gets it pointed in the right direction and will stay under green. Here they come off at turn number 4. The leader's going to be Josh Terry at car number 43 as he works the outside line away, running away from Mark Karen, and he goes to the front. Josh Terry showing the way with car number 43. Kevin Booten's going to go with him on the outside. Here comes the two-time defending track champ to the second spot, and now it's Joe Warren looking to move in car number 13 as he tries to get around the 5 of Mark Karen. Karen bogged down on that inside line. Lance Raptoy is going to take the Culligan 11 outside as well and perhaps try to follow Joe Warren. Kevin Booten trying to work into that advantage of the 43 of Josh Terry. Terry working the top of the racetrack with his 43 car, already running up on the slower car of Brandon Nolan. That is the 44N, trailing smoke off of turn number 4. And it is Terry's lead down about a car length and a half. The 25 of Booten works the middle of the low line around the track. Terry comfortable up top, gets a good run off of turn number 2, and the lead goes back to 2 car lengths. Joe Warren also trying to close in that third spot. He's trying to chase down the 25 of Booten for second. Here they come off of turn number 4, halfway in qualifier number 1, and Booten is right there challenging for the lead. He looks underneath Terry over in turn number 2. Terry again gets a good run off of 2. But it is the 25 of Booten that is going to look to take advantage, likely off of turn number 4. Booten tries to get bite down on the inside of the racetrack, can't do it. Terry is still able to hold on to that lead as they hit the front stretch start-finish line and now race into turn number 1. The 44N of Nolan back to the garage area. He was given the black flag. Booten still working on the inside line. Terry still using the outside as Booten tries to draw even, racing into the 4th turn. Terry takes the car right up towards the wall off of 4, down the front stretch, and there's 2 laps to go. Well, what else would you expect from the Renegade division? Side-by-side racing for the lead. It didn't take long to develop this year. The 25, we got a spin along the front stretch. That is the 28 of Ryan Booten. He takes it back into the infield, and again, I think we'll be able to stay under green. Here come the leaders off turn number 4. White flag is out. There's 1 lap to go. Booten was about 3 feet behind the 43 at the start-finish line. Terry in the 43 has the lead off the top of turn number 2. Here comes Booten back after him on the inside. He draws even going to 3. It's going to be a photo finish down to the line. Will it be Terry? Will it be Booten on the inside? Terry takes it right up to the wall. Here they come down the front stretch. It's going to be Josh Terry in the 43. Kevin Booten is second. Joe Warren third with a 13. Then it's Lance Raptoy fourth. Fifth is Rick Donor. Sixth to Mark Karen. 7th will be the 23 of John Booten. So good racing at the front. Outside McClatchy and the Junk is Beautiful, sponsored 2. That is Metal Man. And shotgun on the field, driving the 73 from Milton, Vermont, it is Vern Woodard. That's the field. Green flag. 9 cars take the green in this second qualifier for the Renegades. Are they going to run 3 wide off of turn number 2? Almost. Robert Gordon, the H2O, has the lead. The 08 of Baker spun over in turn number 2. He tries to get that car going, and he's all right, so we'll stay green. Gordon with the H2O has the lead, trying to pull away. Then it is the 44 of Tyler Terry, the 40 of Kenny St. Germain. Rob Favreau's there in the 22. Don Franklin, the 69. Some good runners that are in that pack racing for spots 2nd through 5th. Rob Gordon, the H2O, he'll take it right up towards the wall off turn number 4. He's got a lead of about 3 car lengths over Tyler Terry in the number 44. Terry had problems in the last practice for the Renegades over in turn number 2, but they were able to make repairs. Problems appeared as though with the rear of that race car. They're able to make repairs, and he's running pretty good speed right now in that second spot, about 2.5 car lengths off the back of Gordon. They're already racing up on the 08 of Paul Baker. Gordon will move down to the inside. Baker takes the 08 machine to the top of the racetrack. The faster cars work the inside line through. Little bobble for Rob Favreau, who lost a car length to second place runner Tyler Terry. And now the 69, the 40, and the 70 will all race underneath Baker's 08 going to turns 3 and 4. Well, closing in on the inside is Tyler Terry as he's working that inside line. We saw the outside line race home to a win for the 43 of Josh Terry. Let's see if Robert Gordon can make that outside line work and hang on for a victory in this second qualifier. Gordon in the H2O, Tyler Terry in car number 44 trying to draw even on the inside and is even off of turn number 4 as they race down the front stretch. Still going to be Gordon by about 5 feet at the start-finish line. Rob Favreau's got a great view of the battle in front of him. He works in that third spot, running a midline around the track, and then it's 3 car lengths back to the Big Daddy, Don Franklin, in car number 69, sitting in 4th. Side-by-side racing from the Renegades. We saw it in qualifier number 1. We see it again in qualifier number 2. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go for the Renegades. Robert Gordon in the H2O. Tyler Terry in car number 44. Terry had the lead on the inside of turn number 2, but off the turn, it's Robert Gordon getting a good run on the top of the racetrack. Gordon has the lead going to 3 and 4. Tyler Terry is right there on the inside. Terry puts the nose back in front off of 4. Now it's Gordon coming back to the white flag, just about dead even. Another photo finish looming for the Renegades in their second qualifier. Off the second turn, it is Terry in the lead. Terry on the inside. Gordon coming back after him on the outside. Who's going to win as they race off turn number 4 down to the start-finish line? Checkered flag is out. It is Robert Gordon by 2 feet on the outside. Tyler Terry finishes second. Rob Favreau third. Don Franklin fourth. Jason McClatchy to fifth. 6 goes to car number 40, Kenny St. Germain. Then it's Metal Man in the 2. From Saint-Césaire, Quebec, the other half of the Racing Baker family, that is Michel Vienne. 7 machines ready to run. Green flag. Well, the father and son Vienne team, son Max in the 25, dad Michel in the M25 at the back of the pack. Out front, it is Mike Riel. Riel, a part of another father and son racing team that is in the modified division. Look out, Chris Kaye gets a piece of the inside tire. I believe he might have got clipped going into 3 by the 100 of Labrèche. And that lead with the 0-2. And it is the numero 100 for Roger Labrèche. The 100 runs in the second spot. Max Vienne running third in the 25. Leon Gagnon works the top with a 4-car. Gagnon vaults to that third position. He's going after Labrèche for second. Leon Gagnon with a good run on the top. He's got that second spot at the line. Mike Riel shows the way, but keep an eye on the 4. Gagnon's rolling towards the top. Broke a little momentum there off turn number 2. That allows Labrèche to come back after him on the inside. 3-car battle for the lead. Throw a blanket on the top 3 machines. Here comes the 4 of Gagnon right up to the wall. Down the front stretch and at the line. It was just about dead even. The 0-2 of Riel, the 4 of Gagnon. It's Gagnon with momentum, and he's going to sail away. There goes Leon Gagnon to the lead. Max Vienne likes the top as well. He's going to try to work around Mike Riel. The 25 of Vienne trying to take that second spot away. Labrèche running in 4th, right behind this battle for second. Wheel to wheel for the second spot. Max Vienne, car number 25, goes around the outside. He'll take the second position away from Mike Riel. Riel runs third. 4th is Labrèche. 5th right now is Chris Kaye. Then it's the youngster Jesse Mueller running in the 6th spot. And then it's Michel Vienne in the number 25 running in 7th. For third, it's Roger Labrèche to the outside now. Labrèche trying to take third away from Mike Riel, and he will. Down the backstretch, it's Leon Gagnon leading by 4. Max Vienne in the 25 trying to bite into that disadvantage and close the gap halfway in qualifier number 1 for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Gagnon in the 4 is pulling away. It's now about 8 car lengths over Max Vienne. The same gap back to Roger Labrèche in the number 100 working in the 3rd spot. Then as Mike Riel 4th in the 0-2, Chris Kaye runs 5th at car number 18. Then a good gap back to Mueller in the 19 and the M25 Michel Vienne. Those cars battling for the 6th position, and it's going to be Vienne taking it away as Mueller had a bobble going into turn number 2. Had to get on the binders to get a hold of that race car, and that allowed Vienne to race underneath to take that 6th spot. So the field strung out now in this first qualifier. A good gap between the Gagnon 4 and the 25 of Vienne. The 100 of Labrèche actually closing in on the 25 on that second position with 2 laps remaining for Leon Gagnon in car number 4. Gagnon's 4 machine, strong, worked the top of the racetrack to take the lead away fairly early in this qualifier. Of course, we had the bobble on the opening lap, which led to a complete restart in this first qualifier. No serious damage for the KA-18. He's been able to run through the qualifier, and out front, it's been all Leon Gagnon. He worked the top to the lead, and he pulled away and running strong. The veteran from Chazy gets the win. Checkered flag for Leon Gagnon. Second, it will be Max Vienne. Third to Roger Labrèche. 4th to Mike Riel. 5th goes to Chris Kaye. 6th, it's going to be Michel Vienne. 7th to just 8 cars ready to run after the 97 of Vernold was pushed back to the garage area. And here they come off of turn number 4. 3 wide off 4. Green flag. The 1 of Atkins really pushed up into turn number 4. The 10 of McGrail running strong off of turn number 2. He vaults to the lead. Atkins is second. Got a battle of 1s for that second spot. Make George Foley and put Foley in the mix as well as Foley goes to the top in the 34. Here comes Foley around the outside. He's going to try to take the second spot away from Atkins. It is McGrail in the 10. The 34 of Foley goes to the top, and he races around the 1 of Atkins. Right behind Greg Atkins in the 1X, that is Todd Stone out of Middlebury, Vermont. And then running in the 5th position, it's George Foley. Scratch that, it's the 78 of Vince Quinville running in the 5th spot. Foley running in the 2nd position with the Shamrock Bar and Grill 34. But McGrail has a sizable advantage. There's a new Troyer machine that McGrail has underneath him in 2012. Billy Colton was here working with the 10 of McGrail in the pits, trying to dial in that race car. Colton, the owner of Troyer Race Cars, so he made the trip to Airborne to work with McGrail and try to get that car set up. And I'd say they did a pretty darn good job because he is flying away from George Foley, and that is not an easy thing to do. McGrail in car number 10 has about a half backstretch lead, and he is cooking. The 34 of Foley running in 2nd, the 1 of Atkins 3rd, then it's Stone running in the 4th spot. 5th is Vince Quinville. 6th is the 43 of Keith Flack. Then it's the 327 of Dan Brown, and Michael Bresch has the number 99 running at the back of the pack. Already halfway through this second qualifier for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Off of turn number 4, Patrice McGrail right now with a walk in the park. That car is dialed in. The 34 of George Foley running in 2nd. Greg Atkins trying to chase him down for that 2nd spot. Hasn't really been able to do so. And then it's Todd Stone running comfortably in the 4th position with the 1X. And a gap back to Vince Quinville in the 78, trying to chase him down Flack in that number 43. You've got some good cars in this qualifier. Pretty stout. And when you got Flack, who was running among the fastest times in practice, sitting back there in the 6th spot, it speaks to the depth of this qualifier. But very impressive has been Pat McGrail with that car number 10. His lead now almost a full backstretch over George Foley. Somebody pulling away to that advantage over Foley. White flag. Foley now just crossing the start-finish line with McGrail already making his way to the backstretch. Foley in the 2nd spot. Atkins has come back after him, and he had the bumper looking underneath, the front nose looking underneath. Here they come off of turn number 4. Pat McGrail with an easy win in the second qualifier for the Modifieds. Second, it will be the 34 of Foley. Atkins 3rd. 4th goes to Todd Stone. 5th goes to Vince Quinville. 6th to Keith Flack. 7th to the 327 of Dan Brown. Then it's Michael Bresch. Los Abel Forks. 9 machines ready to run. Oh, they're mixing it up already towards the back. Green flag. Guard Stone really didn't come to life that quickly in the X1. Bertione was on the hammer, and he got a piece of Stone in the X1. They were sideways going to the 4th turn, coming to take the green flag. Out front, it's the 80 of Haywood. The 24 of Dupree's already made a pretty good move as he looks inside along the front stretch. Haywood takes that line away, and the 24 had to get on the binders. Andy Haywood leading by a car length. Darts to the top of the racetrack. Dupree in the 24 clings down to the inside line. Closes to a half car length on the back bumper. CO2 of Craig Riel running in 3rd. He's got the 49 on the outside. That is Richard Tesseur as they run wheel to wheel for the 3rd spot. The 80 of Andy Haywood. The 24 of Pat. Oh, Dupree's off the pace. Dupree slows coming off turn number 2. The CO2 of Craig Riel got a piece of him with the left front, but he still seems to be okay. He's running at speed, and now the 24 back at speed, but now back near the back of the pack. He goes all the way to the 8th spot. You can see the damage on the right rear where that ended up he got a piece of the CO2. Out front it is Andy Haywood, and now he goes from being in a prone position to being very comfortable out front. He's got a considerable advantage over Richard Tesseur with the attache Chedeguet number 49. And it's Craig Riel in the CO2, Jason Durgan in the 17, Andy Lindemann with a 3 having a little bit of a bobble off the 2nd turn. And now it's Todd Ormsby in the 0 looking to move underneath. Patrick Dupree rolling again on the inside. He tries to get underneath the 3 of Lindemann, halfway in qualifier number 3. Haywood, Tesseur, Craig Riel, Durgan, Ormsby running in the top 5. Bertione to the inside of the 3 of Lindemann. As they race for position, Bertione was able to take that spot away. JM Racing 1. He goes to the 7th spot right behind Dupree. Dupree trying to get back to the top 5, but he's still a couple of car lengths behind the 0 of Todd Ormsby. Out front, Andy Haywood. He's got a half front stretch lead over Richard Tesseur. And Craig Riel running in the 3rd spot. He's not feeling any heat as you've got Durgan in the 17, a good 4 to 5 car lengths off his back bumper. The CO2, though, that time really moving up to the top of turn number 2. I believe that's an ill-handling car for Craig as he is wrestling that car around the racetrack. Perhaps having something to do with the contact that he had earlier in the qualifier with the 24. You can tell that car is backing up a little bit. Durgan chasing him down, and he's really wrestling that car around the track. White flag is out for Andy Haywood in the 80. Haywood leading, Tesser in that second spot. Riel trying to hold on to third. He's back to about 2 or 3 car lengths ahead of Durgan in the 17. Final time around in the qualifiers this afternoon for the modifieds, and the winner of qualifier number 3, it's going to be Andy Haywood. Second goes to Richard Tesser with a 49. Here they come. It's third, Craig Riel. Fourth, Jason Durgan. Fifth to Todd Ormsby. Sixth to Patrick Dupree. Seventh, Pierre Bertillon. Eighth goes to Andy Lindemann, and finishing in the 9th spot. First qualifier for the J&S Steel Limited Late Models. Ready to run off of turn number 4. Here they come. Green flag is out. Side by side racing over to turn number 2. Of course, one of the major changes made for this division in 2012. They're running on a wider tire now, which should certainly help the stability of these cars, and we hope to see even more side-by-side racing. If you're a regular here at Airborne in the past, you know that they were running on thinner tires, and sometimes they were tough to handle around this racetrack. But now with the wider tire, we're hoping to see more side-by-side racing, better control of these cars, and hopefully in the long run will help the drivers avoid making some of the repairs that, especially last year in 2011, we saw a number of teams having to make with the instability of the cars. Out front it is Sean Duquette with the 18, the 24 of Keith Pelkey running in second. Battle for third is on. It's Fred LeGoy on the inside, but here comes Robin Wood working the top. Wood just flies past going to 3 and 4, and now sets his sights on Pelkey. Two-time defending track champ Robin Wood in car number 61 has the third spot away. Does he want to work the top of Pelkey? Will he look down to the inside? Peeking to the outside. Pelkey goes to the top of turn number 2. Realizes that the 61 is there and now moves back down to the inside. Sean Duquette loving life out front. He's leading by 5 to 6 car lengths. And now it's the 61 of Wood pulling around the 24 of Pelkey and into the second spot. The leader is Sean Duquette. Robin Wood running in the second position. Third is Keith Pelkey. Fourth is Fred LeGoy in car 7 New York. Then fifth is Mike Shagnon. And it's Rico Hernandez in the 7 running in the 6th spot. Sean Duquette leading halfway now in qualifier number 1 for the J&S Steel Limited Late Models. His lead is 5 car lengths over Robin Wood. Wood in car number 61 trying to chase him down and see if he can contend for the win in this first qualifier. Pelkey in the 24 runs third. And in the 4th position it is the 7 New York of Fred LeGoy. Wood is biting into that disadvantage. It's now about 4 car lengths, lap by lap, closing in on the 18. What was 5 went to 4, now down to 3, now about 2 as they race into turns 3 and 4. Robin Wood's running him down. Sean Duquette in car number 18 might have his hands full here in another lap. Duquette in the 18 works down to the inside of 1 and 2. Wood will go to the middle of the racetrack. Now Duquette pushes up to the top of 2, down the backstretch. Right in his rearview mirror, he's got a rearview mirror full of that number 61. He'll look to the outside. Here comes Robin Wood chasing after the lead with 2 laps to go. It's Duquette in the 18 and Robin Wood in car number 61. Pelkey is third, Fred LeGoy running in 4th, but the battle is for first. It's side-by-side racing off of turn number 2. Duquette in car number 18, Robin Wood in car number 61. They race to the 4th turn, just about dead even. The 18 prefers the inside. The 61 likes the outside. The white flag is out. It was a 5-foot advantage for the 18 at the finish line. Here they race off the 2nd turn. Robin Wood again trying to close. They're dead even going to turn number 3. Wood tries to put the nose back in front as they race off of turn number 4. Side by side, here they come off the 4th turn. Checkered flag is out. Robin Wood wins. By a couple of feet on the outside, Robin Wood gets the victory. Sean Duquette will finish 2nd. 3rd will be Fred LeGoy with the 7 New York. Keith Pelkey, that is Brian Vassar. 7 cars to run. Qualifier number 2. The J&S Steel Limited Late Models. Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag. Bucko Branham with a good start as he flies into turn number 2. Jamie Begor is going to go with him in car number 19. Here comes Dave Rabtoy in the 21 looking to move inside the 93 of Chris Frenier. He'll go to the 3rd spot. Top 2 cars pulling away from the rest of the field. It is Branham in car 20 and the 19 of Jamie Begor. Branham and Begor showing the way. Then it is the 21 of Rabtoy in the 3rd position. And he is pulling away from Chris Frenier, who sits in the 4th spot. Side-by-side family racing between the 68 and the 4. Jamie Atkins in the 68, Brandon in car number 4 as they run side-by-side for the 5th spot. And then it's the 28 of Vassar at the back of the pack. Bucko Branham's lead is about 2.5 car lengths over Jamie Begor in the practice sessions. particularly the last practice session for the limited late models. These guys ran a lot of laps side by side right next to one another. Bigor's car working down on the inside of the racetrack. Branham was working on the top of the racetrack. We have a spin over in turn number 4. That's Brian Vassar in the number 28. Vassar in car number 28 spins. It's going to bring out a yellow flag. Here they come off of turn number 4. There's the green flag. The one difference now is that in practice they were in a reverse position. The 19 was down on the inside. The 20 was on the top of the track. And now it's the 19 on top and the 20 down on the inside. And they are running side by side into turn number 4. Branham's number 20 works that inside line. Bigor hanging right with him on the outside. Again, we expect to see better stability from these cars as they work around the track. Bigor actually gets the nose out there for that lead. Jamie Bigor had a good run over in turn number 2, perhaps a little bit of a bobble from car number 20. And now he tries to fight back on the inside as they race off the 4th turn down the front stretch. Along the front stretch, perhaps some slight contact. And now over in turn number 2, the 19 working on the outside. 20 working down on the inside. Side-by-side racing, qualifier number 2 for the limited late models, opening week of the season. As they again race down the front stretch. Branham in car number 20, Bigor in car number 19. Bigor has the lead off the 2nd turn, and he'll try to finish the pass. Not sure he can quite do it just yet. Branham still has the nose underneath with car number 20, but now he'll finish the pass coming off of turn number 4. Well, Jamie Bigor was able to work the lead away from Bucko Branham, who now will run behind and see if he can pull the same plan that Bigor just was able to execute and take the lead back away from Jamie. Those top 2 cars have really pulled away from the 3rd place runner, Dave Raptoy, with the number 21 with 2 laps to go. Raptoy running in the 3rd spot. Jamie Atkins is 4th. Brandon Atkins is 5th. Chris Frenier runs in the 6th position. Bigor's lead is about a car length over Branham in car number 20. Here they come off the 4th turn, down the front stretch. White flag going to be unfurled this time. 1 lap to go for Jamie Bigor. Bigor's lead was 2 car lengths at the start-finish line. No bobble over in turn number 2, maintaining that 2, now maybe 2.5 car length advantage into the 3rd and 4th turn. One final push from Bucko Branham in the 20, can't quite get to the back bumper, and Jamie Bigor is going to win it. Branham finishes in the 2nd spot. 3rd will go to the 21 of Dave Raptoy. 4th, it's Jamie Atkins in the 68, then Brandon Atkins in car number 4. 6th.
They work their way slowly off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Branham gets the jump on the outside, and that outside lane moves with him. Lonnie Rivers takes a peek down on the inside, going into turn number 3. Rivers completes the pass, and he's looking to bring Nick Haywood with him with the 29. Off of turn number 4, lap number 1 is being led by Lonnie Rivers. Nick Haywood in the 29, battling with Branham for that 2nd spot. Branham hanging there on the outside. A little bit of a bobble off of turn number 2. As they work into turn number 3, Haywood completes the pass and now has his eyes set on that top spot, which is being held right now by Lonnie Rivers. Battle for 7th right now between LaFountain and Fournier. LaFountain's down on the inside. Fournier working on the top side in the 99. In front of them, Jimmy Bushy's looking down on the inside of the 7 of Cody Albin. Out front, it's still Lonnie Rivers. And Lonnie Rivers has Nick Haywood all over the back bumper. Haywood, this time off of turn number 2, gets a pretty good run. Has a peek down on the inside, but can't get there. As Lonnie Rivers shuts the door into turn number 3. Throw Jake Branham in the mix as he's now right off the back bumper of that 29 of Nick Haywood. As the top 3 cars have really separated themselves from the battle that's going on for the 4 spot, as Jamie LaFountain has been creeping through the pack down on the inside line. Lonnie Rivers still holds the lead, and behind him he's still got Nick Haywood, but this time Nick Haywood takes a look down on the inside. Good run off of number 2 for Haywood. Haywood with the car down on the inside. Again, Lonnie Rivers shuts the door, pushes up the track a little bit in turn number 3, but Haywood just can't get by. 2 to go. Again, looking down on the inside is Haywood. Can't get there off of turn number 2. Jake Branham is still in the 3rd spot, waiting for one of the top 2 cars to maybe bobble as the white flag is out for Lonnie Rivers. Lonnie Rivers took the lead on lap number 1 from the 4th spot outside row number 2 and hasn't looked back since. Has one more turn to execute as Haywood takes a peek to the inside, but he can't get there. Lonnie Rivers wins it. Nick Haywood second. Jake Branham third. Jamie LaFountain fourth. Fifth to Cody Aubin. Sixth to Sebastian Fournier. Seventh, Jimmy Bushy. Eighth, John Michael Brissett. Slow pace off of turn number 4 as they come down green. Flag is out. Side by side. Here comes Josh Leclerc with the move. 3 wide off of turn number 2 as they part the O2 of Riel. Laporte on the top. And down on the inside is Leclerc. Leclerc looking to hold that line and maybe lead lap number 1. Leclerc down on the inside. Laporte on the outside. Laporte has the lead by about half a foot. Leclerc says, I don't think so. He comes back on the inside and now separates between Laporte for 1 car length. Battle is on for third between the 02 of Riel and the 47 of Sales. Sales on the top side. He prevails for the 3 spot, and he wants more as he's trying to look to the outside of Laporte. Bill Joyles 5th. Rob Sainz down on the inside smoking a little bit. He's looking for the 6th spot. He's in a battle with Lavarnway as Lavarnway's on the top side, and it looks like Lavarnway's going to get that 6th spot. Back out front. Still the 7 of Josh Leclerc as they're halfway through qualifier number 1 for the Busch Beer Mini Mods. Eric Riel a little bit sideways in turn number 2. He lost a little bit of ground on Laporte for the 3rd spot. Josh Lavarnway challenging for the 5 spot right now off of Bill Joyles' back bumper. There's 2 laps to go. Josh Leclerc in the 7 has about a 7 car length advantage over the 47 of Eric Sales. Sales won a number of races last year. White flag is out for Josh Leclerc. Eric Riel in the 02. One last charge for that 3rd spot as Josh Leclerc works through turn number 4. He will win qualifier number 1 for the mini mods. Josh Leclerc wins it. Eric Sales 2nd. Josh Laporte 3rd. Eric Riel 4th. 5th is going to go to Josh Lavarnway. 6th to Rob Sainz. 7th to Bill Joyle. 19 of Ray Germain.
How many LeGraves are there?
I think there's 4.
4? And they're all here today?
No, I think 3 are here today.
All right.
Well, they come down for the green flag off of turn number 4, and the green is out. Good jump for the number 14 of David Brissett. Brissett jumps out to about a 3 car length advantage over the 69 of John Bradley. Bradley bothered on his back bumper by the 16 of O'Neill. The 7X of Crary went from 2nd to 4th in just 1 lap. Out front, it is the 14 of Brissett. As Bradley still runs 2nd, O'Neill 3rd, 4th is Crary, 5th Tyler Brissett, 6th is Tim LaFountain, 7th, the 19 of Ray Germain, 8th in the back is Mark Osier, and then behind Osier in the 07, that's Austin LaGrave. Dale O'Neill with a pretty good run off of turn number 2. Right on the back bumper. Now looks down on the inside of John Bradley. Bradley left the door open. Tries to come down, but half the car was already there. Dale O'Neill looks down on the inside, and Dale O'Neill takes over the 2nd spot. They were halfway that time by, as Brissett very comfortable out in front. He's got about half a backstretch advantage over the 16 of Dale O'Neill. Tim LaFountain in the 41 moving through on the inside. He takes over the 5 spot, takes that away from Crary. 2 to go. Dave Brissett in the 14 just continues to increase his lead over the 16 of Dale O'Neill. The 69 of John Bradley really isn't going away. He's hanging with O'Neill somewhat. White flag is out for Brissett. But now as I say that, Bradley drops about 3 car lengths more. David Brissett in the 14 half a backstretch, maybe almost 3/4 of a backstretch now, as he works for the final time off of turn number 4, and David Brissett wins it. Second will go to Dale O'Neill. Third will be John Bradley. Fourth, Tyler Brissett. Fifth, Tim LaFountain. Sixth will go to Tyler Crary. Seventh, the 19 of Ray Germain. Down the backstretch, Travis Sherman leads him. Matt Brusso on the outside, but here comes Michael Whalen. He throws his nose down on the inside. Whalen challenging for the 2 spot. Side by side off of turn number 4. Brusso and Whalen almost dead even. Whalen might have had him by a nose. Travis Sherman in the 21 maintains that advantage. Now picks up about a car length off of turn number 2. But Whalen closes quickly in turn number 3. Sherman up on the top. Whalen on the bottom. Off of 4, Whalen really doesn't progress any. Has a peak down on the inside, but isn't really able to get by. Whalen's squirrely in turn number 1. Sherman might have seen that, and he kind of turned his car right, and that really slowed him up. He goes from first to third. He's fighting on the outside to try and get the 2nd spot back from Matt Brusso. Out front, Mike Whalen at the halfway point. Whalen's in first. Second, Matt Brusso. Third is Travis Sherman. Fourth is Larry Archer. Fifth is C.J. LeVere in the 4. As Sherman's out in the bunker, he gets back on. Now he's in the 4 spot. Sixth is the 0-3. That's Heath Baker. Seventh is the 22 of Chad Collins. Eighth, the 71 for Brian Montroy. And ninth, the 86 for just a 14-year-old Amber Turner. White flag is out this time for Mike Whalen. Whalen in the 11 has a pretty comfortable lead over Matt Brusso. Whalen works down the backstretch. Brusso is second. Archer is third. Sherman had that mishap in the bunker. That kicked him to 4th. As they come off of turn number 4 for the final qualifier, Mike Whalen wins it. Second to Matt Brusso. Third to Larry Archer. Fourth, Travis Sherman. And rounding out the top 5 is C.J. LeVere.
2 for Metalman. And at the back of the pack, it's the 44N for Brandon Nolan. That's the field. Here they come. Green flag. 25 laps the distance for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegades. Freeman Sawyer also out with his car number 51. He's also towards the back of the pack. 25 laps the distance. The fast cars from qualifying starting at the front. Should be a good battle. It's Josh Terry in car number 43 showing the way. His brother Tyler right now running in the 4th position. Josh, the younger brother, the H2O of Robert Gordon, working on top of the racetrack. Kevin Booten, 2-time defending track champion, sitting in 3rd. So already you have guys that have run extremely well in this division in the past, right up at the front of the field. The 43 of Josh Terry, the H2O of Robert Gordon. Gordon won more races in this division than anybody else last year. Then car number 25 of Kevin Booten, you know he is the 2-time defending track champion. The 44 of Tyler Terry moving into the Renegade division for 2012. The 13 of Joe Warren, he has won in this division a number of times. And Josh Terry in car number 43 showing the way, leading by a car length and a half. Side by side racing between the H2O and the 25. The 08 of Baker sideways over in turn number 2, and this could get a little bit squirrely as the leaders try to work their way through 2 slower cars, and they work left and they work right. The 51 of Sawyer goes off the top of the track in turn number 3 to get out of the way. The 08 of Baker runs right around the middle of the racetrack, and they were parting him like Moses in the Red Sea. The 43 of Josh Terry leading by 2 car lengths. Booten has gone to 2nd. And that's how things played out when they parted the 08 and the 51. The H2O of Gordon now running in 3rd. Tyler Terry is 4th. 5th is Joe Warren. Running in the 6th spot is Rob Favreau. 7th is Lance Raptoy in the Culligan 11. Running in 8th is Rick Donor in the 1. Don Franklin runs in the 9th spot, and rounding out the top 10 right now, it is Jason McClatchy in car number 70. They run nose to tail around the racetrack. Kevin Booten working that inside line. We saw the 43 of Josh Terry work the top of the racetrack. This is the same battle that we saw earlier in the first qualifier for the Key RD Trailer Sales Renegades. It's a car length advantage for the 43 over the number 25. Then it's 2.5 back to Robert Gordon running the top. Tyler Terry trying to fill that inside line, take the show spot away from the H2O of Gordon. Kevin Booten going to run a few laps off the back of the 43 car, sizing him up perhaps with a peek down the backstretch of the inside. Now diving there, getting the nose underneath. 43 of Terry fighting back. Again, carbon copy of the qualifier. If you think back, our first qualifier of the afternoon, it was the 43 and the 25 running side by side for a good number of laps. And when it was all said and done, it was the 43 who was able to hang on at the start-finish line and win that first qualifier. Booten in car number 25 running in that second position. Gordon in the H2O still holding down third. He's falling back from the top two cars. Running in the fourth spot, still Tyler Terry in the 44 and the 13 of Joe Warren running in fifth. Terry is trying to get underneath that H2O car for the third position, but there's been no change in the running order in the top five. Working upon back of the pack traffic. The Junk is Beautiful number 2 for Metalman is about a half lap away from being a lap down. He will go down a lap in turn number 2, and then next in line is the 28 of Ryan Booten. 3 Bootens running in the Renegade division. Ryan in the 28, and the number 23, it's John, and of course Kevin, two-time defending track champ in the 25. Again, working through some of the slower traffic. Terry is able to pick up a car length in the exchange. The 25 of Booten in that second spot, falling 2 car lengths back now as they go around the 28 of Ryan Booten. Next in line will be the 73 of Vern Woodard. Josh Terry's lead is 2 car lengths as lap number 12 goes up on the board. Terry, then the 25 of Booten, and a big gap back to the H2O, Robert Gordon. And the 44 of Tyler Terry, Joe Warren at car number 13, still running in the top 5. 6th is Rob Favreau. 7th is Lance Raptoy in the 11. Running in 8th is Rick Donor in the 1. 9th is Don Franklin at car number 69. And running in the 10th spot, still Jason McClatchy in car number 70 as they're halfway in the 25-lap feature event distance. As McClatchy takes a peek to the inside of Franklin trying to gain position, but he slides back down the backstretch and will still run in that 10th spot. Still running side by side for the lead. The 43 of Terry, the 25 of Booten. Booten was able to get his nose underneath over in turn number 2. Josh Terry's been comfortable all day long in the middle and top of the racetrack with that number 43. That's where that car wants to go. And the 25 tries to take it away with the 40 of Kenny St. Germain headed back to the pits. We've got 10 laps remaining. It has been an all green flag run to this point. And now it's Kevin Booten putting the nose out in front, going to turn number 3. But here comes Josh Terry back after him. Booten deciding now it's time to go as he tries to take the lead away along the front stretch. He's got the lead. Kevin Booten leads lap number 16 that goes up on the board. Now Josh Terry trying to come back after him on the outside. Can Booten try to finish the pass? The two-time defending track champion has been strong in his qualifier, taking the lead away on lap 16. Here comes Josh Terry back after him on the outside. Kevin Booten will lead lap 17 as well, hanging on to the lead. He's got 8 to go. Josh Terry's not going to go away without a fight, though. The battle for third, the H2O of Gordon, the 44 of Tyler Terry, the 13 of Joe Warren. Throw a blanket on those top 3 going to 2. And then they fanned out a little bit along the backstretch with Gordon hanging on to that 3rd spot. 4th and 5th not changing. Rob Favreau running in the 6th position. Rick Donor right now 7th as he tries to work around the 11 of Lance Raptoy. Raptoy is trailing smoke with a Culligan 11 car. Jason McClatchy gets a piece of the 69 of Franklin going to turn number 2, and Franklin spins. It's going to bring out a yellow flag. And I believe on the lead lap back to 10th would probably be Don Franklin with a 69. I think the other cars between them are at least a lap down. There's the green flag, back out. 18 complete. Josh Terry gets a good restart on the outside. Booten's going to have to fight it again. Here comes the 43 with a good run off the top of turn number 2. He's back to the lead. Booten's going to have to come back on the inside and rally, just like he did earlier in the race to take the lead. Josh Terry at car number 43 will lead lap number 19. Kevin Booten. Booten pushed a little bit over in turn number 2. Now the 43 of Terry leading by a half car length. The 44 of Tyler Terry has worked around Robert Gordon to 3rd. Gordon back to 4th. Rob Favreau's looking around the outside. Here comes Favreau to the 4th spot with Gordon's car bogged down on the inside line. At the stripe, it was just about dead even for that 4th position. Josh Terry in car number 43. Kevin Booten the 25. Booten a bit of a push over in turn number 2. Drifting up the track, doesn't quite seem to have that same bite that he had earlier down on the inside line as Josh Terry starts to pull away a little bit. Terry's lead is now a car length and a half at the start finish. 21 laps complete. Let's see if Booten can find that line again. There goes the 23. John Booten goes sliding through the infield. And will it bring out another yellow flag? Yes, it will. Yellow flag is back out. Chiardi Trailer Sales, 25-lap feature event of the season. Ready to run again. Here they come into turn number 4. Green flag is out. Josh Terry on the inside. Kevin Booten on the outside. Almost touching as they go into turn number 1. Terry has the nose out in front over in turn number 2. How will that car work down the inside? Booten gets a good run on the top. He draws even going to 3. Now Terry comes back on the inside. Side-by-side racing as they go to turn number 4. They'll race off 4 down the front stretch. Josh Terry has the nose out in front, but here comes Booten on the outside. He's got the lead of the line. Kevin Booten on the point. Lap 22 in the books, and it's his. Josh Terry fighting back on the inside. Now Booten puts the nose rather back in front. They race into turns 3 and 4. Josh Terry in the 43 coming back on the inside. It's Booten on the outside. Down to the stripe again, and it's Booten by about 5 feet. Josh Terry not going away on that number 43. Booten hanging with. Oh, Terry bobbled in turn number 2. That allows Booten to drive away, and he'll finish the pass. Robert Gordon's gone back to 3rd. Tyler Terry is running in 4th, and he's sideways going to 4th. Here comes Rob Favreau trying to move to the inside. White flag is out for Kevin Booten, the 2-time defending track champion, looking to take down his first win of the season. He's got a comfortable lead out front. Barring a bobble, he's on his way to victory. Booten leading by 3, going to turns 3 and 4. He'll work the middle of the racetrack going to turn number 4. Josh Terry tries to close behind him in 2nd, but he's not going to be able to do it. The winner is going to be Kevin Booten in the 25. Josh Terry is 2nd. Robert Gordon 3rd with the H2O. Tyler Terry is 4th. 5th, it looked like Rob Favreau. Rick Donor was in there for the 6th spot with the number 1, Joe Warren.
So a nice job by Kevin Booten to charge back up into the top spot. It seemed as if the outside line was where you wanted to be, as we saw Josh Terry really having success up there on the high side, and then Kevin Booten was able to get the high side, and he went on to victory.
25 wins in week number 1, and here he is, everybody. Give him a nice round of applause. It's Kevin Booten. Over, Kev. We're going right down this way. All right, Kev, congratulations. Your division, always so close, a lot of side-by-side racing. And week number 1 is exactly what we expect from you guys, close competition.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys. It's a real lot of fun racing this division. A lot of respect out there. Josh is a great racer. He's come a long ways in the past few years, and I expect great things from him for sure. And he gave me a good run, and that last caution helped me out. I couldn't touch him on the bottom. He had a good day, so I just needed that outside lane, and it worked out.
Well, at one point in the race, middle stages, the bottom did work for you, and you were able to work past. But then on the last restart, when you were in the lead and he was on the outside, it seemed as though the car didn't want to work on the inside anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if there was something on the bottom or what was going on, but it definitely didn't like it, so it helped out to move up.
And when that last caution came out, you moved to the top of the racetrack. Josh's car had been running very strong on the outside all day, and he had to see what it was like on the inside, and that allowed you to eventually run away to about a 2-car length advantage.
Yeah, I think it all came down to lane choice. I think both cars had the potential to win today, so I just got lucky.
And it was the outside line. That was the place to be.
Yep, I'd have to say.
Good way to start the year, huh?
Yes, it is.
And I've also heard that you're looking for some sponsorship on this car as well. You'd love to have that come along.
Absolutely. We got a lot of sponsors that fell off after last year. I left them on the car because I didn't have anything else to fill it. But if anybody wants to get on the side of this or on the hood, please get in touch with me, and we can make it happen.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The B3 is Aaron Bartamy. That's the field. Here they come. Off turn number 4, green flag. Todd Stone inches. Oh, look out. Mike Riel trouble over in turn number 2. He started to slide backwards as they part him left and right. The 0-2 was slow off the pace, and we have a yellow flag as there's a spin at the back of the pack. Yellow call goes out over the radio. Those cars start in the top 5, and then you've got Roger Labreche in the number 100 on the outside of row 3. All right, here they come. They're on the hammer. Green flag is out. Todd Stone again to take the lead. Durgan drifted up a little bit over in turn number 2. Look at Atkins go. Greg Atkins going to pick up 1, going to pick up 2, going to 3rd into turn number 3. Atkins with a good move, takes 2 spots away, goes from 5th to 3rd. Greg Atkins on the inside with a good move. The leader is Todd Stone. Jason Durgan runs in the 2nd spot. 3rd, it is the 1 of Atkins. 4th is Craig Riel. 5th is Mike Riel. Here's George Foley. Foley dives down to the inside. He gets the LaBreche 100, going off to Richard Tesser in the number 49. Tesser is on the top of the racetrack as he tries to look around the 0-2 of Mike Riel. And it really boxes up behind Foley. You got Max Vienne, the 10 of Patrice McGrail, who had a rocket ship in qualifying action, rather. He's going to the top of the racetrack as he tries to work around Max Vienne. Keep an eye on that number 10 car. Patrice McGrail was flying, and he is moving towards the front. 3 laps complete. Todd Stone has a sizable advantage already over the 1 New York of Greg Atkins. It's the 17 of Durgan. Then it's the CO2 of Craig Riel. Richard Tesser runs in the 5th spot. 6th is George Foley. 7th is Mike Riel working down on the inside of the racetrack. Here comes McGrail. McGrail in car number 10 goes around the 0-2. He's into the top 7. Oh, look out. Max Vienne tried to look underneath. He had to get under the binders as Mike Riel was right in front of him, and Vienne trying to use that inside line, and it wasn't available for him. Max Vienne in car number 25 has got a good car, but he keeps wanting to use that inside line. He may have to go to the top of the racetrack as he picks that left front tire right up off the racing surface. Andy Haywood in the 80 is going to run underneath Mike Riel. Now Riel drifts up a little bit in front of Vince Quinville. They box it up with Quinville and Mike Riel over to turn number 4. But everybody stays straight and we keep rolling to turn number 1. Haywood in car number 80 is pulled away from Max Vienne. Mike Riel again in the 0-2 sliding backwards. He's getting boxed around a little bit. Keith Flack in the 43 has moved. Here comes Vince Quinville in the 78. Mike Riel sliding back through the field with a green 0-2. Todd Stone running in the lead. He is quickly approaching on the back of the pack. In the 2nd spot is Greg Atkins in the 1 New York. Then it's Durgan running 3rd in the 17. Running in the 4th position, it is Craig Riel with a CO2. Pat McGrail now into the top 5 with car number 10. Running at 6th is Richard Tesser with car number 49. Running at 7th is George Foley. 8th is Andy Haywood. 9th is Max Vienne. Here comes Flack. Flack in the 43 was setting the fast time in practice earlier today. He's coming to the top 9. Keith Flack in car number 43 goes to the 9th spot. Back in 10th now is Max Vienne. Running in 11th is Vince Quinville. 12th, it is Patrick Dupree in the number 24. He doesn't seem to be making a whole lot of progress with that 24 car. 13th is Mike Riel. Here comes Leon Gagnon trying to get to 14th. He started 12th, so he's fallen back a couple of spots with the number 4, and he appears to be off the pace. Really fighting it on the top of the racetrack is Leon Gagnon. Behind Gagnon, it is the 100 of LaBreche, then the X of Barnaby, the 18 of KA, the X1 of Guardstone, then the 97 of Chris Vernol. The 10 of Patrice McGrail is looking to get position number 4 away from Craig Riel in the CO2. It is the 1X of Todd Stone showing the way. Then it is the 1 New York of Atkins in that 2nd spot. Craig Riel is going to the 3rd position, and it is McGrail who is 4th right now. He's trying to take 3rd away, and that is the car to watch. If there's any type of yellow, he's going to be right in the mix. But the way he's running right now, he's very well in a position that he could chase down Stone, who is in the middle of the backstretch. But McGrail is just hauling the mail right now with car number 10. McGrail is 10th, struggling to get around Craig Riel. McGrail, rather, is 4th in the number 10, trying to get around Craig Riel. And then it is Richard Tesser with the number 49. He is in the 5th position. 6th is George Foley. 7th is now Durgan. Make that Andy Haywood. 8th is Durgan. 9th is Keith Flack, who has chased these guys down from a pretty good distance. So Flack is another car that's moving. To me, there's 3 cars right now to keep an eye on. It's the 1X of Stone who's showing the way, putting a lap on Todd Ormsby. Then you got to keep an eye on McGrail, who is in that 4th spot, but he has not been able to get around Craig Riel. Tip of the cap to Riel in the CO2, who's been running strong. He goes to the top of the racetrack, though. That opens up room for the 10 of McGrail underneath as he tries to go around Dan Brown's 327. Brown goes to the top. No, he snookered Craig Riel, and there goes McGrail on the inside. Brown drifted up, and that snookered the CO2. He's going to lose the spot to the 10 of McGrail, who just hunkered down on the inside, and eventually Brown drifted up the track. And Craig Riel was snookered behind the 327. Tesser runs in position number 5. 6th is Foley. 7th is Haywood. 8th Flack. 9th Dupree, who's starting to roll. And rounding out the top 10 is Durgan in the 17. 11th is Quinville in the 78. 12th is Max Vienne. 13th is Leon Gagnon. 14th is Adam Bartamy, who's run well. 15th is the 100 of LaBreche. 16th, Chris Kaye. 17th is the 02 of Mike Riel. 18th is Chris Vernold. 19th is Gardner Stone. 20th is the 1 of Pierre Bertillon. As we get a spin over in 3 and 4, Max Vienne in the 25 spins the 25 machine. And the yellow call goes out. Keep an eye on that number 10, who has been flying all afternoon. Here they come, slow pace to 4, now on the hammer down the front stretch. Green flag. Field boxes up a little bit over in turn number 2. The X1 of Gardner Stone is up against the wall, and that's going to bring out a yellow. Flack is 8th, Dupree is 9th, and Durgan rounds out the top 10. Those cars running top 10, ready to go again. Here they come. Green flag. With a single file restart, McGrail will be in line. They boxed it up a little bit. Andy Haywood looked like went around the 0 and might have made some contact with the 49 of Tesseur, but everybody's all right, running back at speed in turns 3 and 4. Stone with about a 4-car length advantage out front over Atkins. Car off the pace in turn number 4. It's the 1 of Bertillon as he is going to limp back towards the garage area. Out front, Stone, Atkins, McGrail, Craig Riel, Tesseur. Foley has gone to the 6th position. 7th Haywood, 8th Flack, 9th Dupree. Top 10 now includes Vince Quinville for the first time, making an appearance into the top 10. They part the Ormsby 0 left and right. Leon Gagnon's 4 goes top side. The X of Adam Bartamy goes down to the inside. As those cars try to find their way towards the top 10. Right now, those 2 cars are running in 13th and 14th. George Foley and Keith Flack with a battle. Flack wants to go. He's got the inside line at car number 43, and he is going to take the position away from George Foley at the line. Keith Flack moving with a Flack crane number 43 on the inside line. He is going to the 7th spot. Flack is up to 7th. George Foley now 8th. 9th is still Patrick Dupree. Top 3 cars have pulled away from 4th place runner Craig Riel. 5th is Richard Tesseur. 6th is Andy Haywood. 7th is Keith Flack. 8th is the 24 of Dupree. Running in 9th is George Foley. 10th is Vince Quinville. 11th is Durgan. 12th is Gagnon. 13th is Adam Bartamy. Halfway. 25 laps complete in this one. Todd Stone has led every single lap. He took the lead in the first turn of lap number 1 away from Jason Durgan, and he has led the first 25 laps of this event and counting. He maintains an advantage over the 1 New York of Greg Atkins. Then it is car number 10 of Pat McGrail running in that 3rd spot. He closes to the back bumper of Atkins, and then Atkins draws away off turn number 2. It is a big gap back now to Craig Riel in the 4th spot. Riel falling back to Richard Tesseur. Richard Tesseur, right behind him is Andy Haywood's number 80. Keith Flack trying to chase down Haywood. Patrick Dupree has gone around George Foley. So Foley is sliding backwards. He's now in the 9th spot. Vince Quinville continues to hold down the top 10. Jason Durgan is 11th. Leon Gagnon right behind him, as is the X of Adam Bartamy. They are running 12th and 13th. 14th is Chris Kaye. Running in the 15th position is Max Vienne. And 16th is Mike Riel. 17th is Chris Vernold. Running in 18th is Andy Lindemann. And then 19th, I believe, is the 100 of Roger Labreche. The 100 of Labreche is off the pace, down the backstretch, headed towards turn number 3. Will he drop to the infield? No, he's going to stop on the backstretch, and that's going to bring out a yellow with 29 laps showing complete. 17th, Chris Vernold. 18th, Andy Lindemann. And 19th, I believe, would be the 99 of Labreche. Green flag. Richard Tesseur goes to the outside of Craig Riel, trying to take that 4th spot away. Adam Bartamy struggling with the X's. He wrestles it off of turn number 2. Now he's back on the throttle and cruising to turns 3 and 4. Tesseur in the 49 trying to get that 4th position. He will away from the CO2. Side-by-side racing behind the CO2 for the 6th spot. Patrick Dupree coming through on the inside, trying to take a position away from Andy Haywood. Dupree goes into the 6th spot. Haywood falling back in the number 80 now to 7th. 8th is Keith Flack in the 43. 9th is George Foley. 10th is Vince Quinville. like Max Vienna in the 25 trying to take the spot from Jason Durgan. It looked like he was sliding back a little bit in the 25. He traded spots with Adam Bartamy, and then Bartamy went flying back past him. Here comes a challenge up front. Pat McGrail inside 20 laps, wants to go. He looks to the outside of Atkins. McGrail says it's time to go now with car number 10. Atkins holds him off, picking that left front tire right up off the racetrack over in turn number 2. We're getting to a point in the race now where setup and tire wear are going to become key factors. Todd Stone continues to work a smooth line around the place. Greg Atkins in the 1 New York holds on to the second position. Third, McGrail in car number 10. Now he is on the hunt. Looking high, looking low, trying to get around Atkins, diving down to the inside of 1, had to get on the binders as Atkins moved back down a block. Stone, Atkins, McGrail. Atkins not easy to get around at this point for Pat McGrail in car number 10. Will fall back in line behind him going into turn number 4. Atkins by about a car length for that second spot that time at the start-finish line. McGrail closing back in. Now it's Dupree looking to get to the top 5. Well, he's in the top 5, looking to get 4th away from Richard Tesseur on the inside. They run wheel-to-wheel into turn number 4. Patrick Dupree coming through on the inside as he moves to the 4th spot. So Pat Dupree goes to 4th. 5th is Richard Tesseur. 6th is now Craig Riel. 7th is Andy Haywood. 8th is Keith Flack. 9th is George Foley, and Vince Quinville still rounds out the top 10. Lap 38 goes up on the board. Todd Stone is continuing to set a solid pace around the racetrack, and right now he is extending. He is starting to pull away from the 1 of Atkins, who may be preoccupied with the 10 of McGrail. McGrail wants to move around the 1 New York, and he cannot do it. Atkins continues to hold him off. McGrail has looked high, he's looked low, and a bobble in 2 costs him a car length and a half. He falls 2 behind the Atkins in the Atkins 1 New York. 10 laps to go for Todd Stone. He has led every lap. Greg Atkins in the 1 New York running in second, but he's good 4-5 car lengths behind Stone. And now it's 3 back to McGrail in car number 10. Then a good gap back to Dupree in the 20. Again, McGrail real hot going to 3 and 4. Could not get to the 1 New York. That time in 3 and 4, he really stayed on the hammer late and could not get to the 1 New York. It ended up costing him a couple of car lengths. Dupree in the 24 is closing in on the top 3 as well. Running in 5th is Tesseur in the 49. 6th is Craig Riel. 7th is Andy Haywood. 8th is Keith Flack. 9th, George Foley, and Vince Quinville still in that 10th spot. The leader is working up upon lap traffic. And directly in front of him is the 99 of LaBreche, but in front of him, they're running wheel-to-wheel in front of the leader. And this could play a big factor. Stone is into heavy, heavy traffic in front. Here comes the leader trying to work through the back. He goes around Todd Ormsby in the 1. Now, where does he go? He's got Vernold on the top. He's going to go behind him. Now Durgan bobbles in front. Now he goes to the top of the racetrack as they still run wheel-to-wheel. This should allow Atkins and McGrail to quickly close in. McGrail is on the top of the racetrack. Still wheel-to-wheel in front of the leader. Cars that have not lost a lap through the race now in that position. Oh, look at Dupree go! Dupree's going to go to second. Patrick Dupree goes past the 1 New York. He got snookered behind Durgan. McGrail goes past on the inside as well. Here comes Dupree in the 24 trying to charge. The 1X of Stone still bogged down behind the 02 and the 97. Dupree is a car length off the back. 46 laps are complete. Stone moves to the inside of Riel. Dupree chasing him down. He's right behind him, pulling up. Todd Stone to the 1X leads by a car length and a half over Patrick Dupree. Chris Vernold in the number 97 is right in front. Then it's McGrail in car number 10. Atkins is back to 4th. Running in the 5th spot is Tesseur in the 49. Dupree looking to the inside. Patrick Dupree in the number 24 has taken the lead away from Todd Stone. Dupree with a move, past Stone to the lead. Here comes Stone back after him on the inside. Patrick Dupree in car number 24 has the lead going to turns 3 and 4. Here comes Dupree getting past Vernold to the white flag. Patrick Dupree. What a rally by the 24 team. Stone now falling back a car length. Dupree has the lead down the backstretch going to turns 3 and 4. Into turn number 4, down the front stretch. Checker flag is out. Patrick Dupree rallies to win. Todd Stone is second. Third is Atkins. McGrail fourth. Fifth, it is Tesseur in the 49. Patrick Dupree wins. What a rally from Dupree. Halfway through the race, he didn't. Jamie Begor from the outside trying to take the lead away from Robin Wood. That outside line has been fast for this limited late model division. So, oh, look out, contact going to 4. Begor is going to go around. Wood got a piece of him, and Begor is going to get punched over in turn 4. One car hard into the wall. That was the 28 of Vassar. And it's going to bring out the yellow flag. The 93 of Frenier rolls away. As Begor in the 91 moved back down to the inside, he got clipped by the 61 on the left rear, and that sent him sideways. A 25-lap feature event for the J&S Steel Limited Late Models. Here they come off of turn number 4, down the front stretch, green flag. Sean Duquette in the 18, Bucko Branham in car number 20. Branham gets a good run off of 2, trying to draw even down the backstretch. Sean Duquette's on the inside. Side by side running between the leaders as they go to turns 3 and 4. Jamie Begor trying to get back out onto the racetrack with the leaders racing off of turn number 2. Begor comes out onto the track in front of the leaders, and he will go down a lap, but trying to salvage some points. Branham in car number 20 shows the way as he's taken the lead away from Sean Duquette. Fred Lagoy running in the 3rd spot. And actually, you look at the left side of Begor's number 19, and there's not really a lot of damage. It doesn't look like a lot of damage to the left side. And you consider it looked like he took a pretty hard lick from a couple of cars. It could have been much worse. The fact that he's able to bring this car back out onto the racetrack, I would think is pretty darn encouraging. May not be nearly as fast as what it was earlier in the day, but originally, a couple of cars making contact, thought that might have been worse. So the leader is Bucko Branham in car number 20. He's starting to pull away from Sean Duquette in the 18. Fred Lagoy runs 3rd with car number 7. 4th is Brandon Atkins in car number 4. Running in the 5th spot is Chris Frenier with the number 93. 6th is Jamie Atkins with the 68. 7th is the 21. They're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch, racing for position. Frenier in the number 93. Dave Raptoy backed out of it a little bit wisely in that 21 as they were working 3 wide. Robin Wood is starting to roll with the number 61. Right now he is behind Jamie Atkins in the 68. Goes around the 93 of Chris Frenier, and they'll both pick up a position. As Dave Raptoy's 21 looks to do the same thing. Wood moves down to the inside of the 68 of Atkins, racing towards turn number 4. The 20 of Branham, the 18 of Duquette, the 7 of Lagoy. Remember, the 19 is down a lap, although running at speed with the leaders. The 4 of Atkins running in the 4th position. Jamie Atkins is 5th, but not much longer. The 61 is going to dispense him back to the 6th spot. Robin goes to position number 5. 6th is now the 68 of Jamie Atkins. Running his 7th is Dave Raptoy. Running in the 8th spot is the 93 of Chris Frenier. 9th would be Mike Shagnon, and Jamie Begor would round out the top 10. And that is likely the finishing position for Jamie in the 10th spot, unless some of the other cars towards the back fall off, in which case he can move even further up in the point standings or in the finishing position. Bucko Branham's car number 20 is pulling away. Lap number 9 goes up on the board. Sean Duquette well in the distance in his rearview mirror. Fred Lagoy in car number 7 continues to run on that 3rd spot. Jamie Begor is down a lap to the leaders, and he is trying to get around Lagoy's number 7. And I believe that would put him back on the same lap as Lagoy, although he still would have to make up an entire track. But it's still behind, a lap down to the 20 and the 18. The field is really strung out. Robin Wood is trying to chase down Brandon Atkins, and he has cut into that disadvantage by quite a bit. He is now about 8 car lengths behind Atkins. Side-by-side racing for position with the 21 and the 68. They're racing for 6th. Dave Raptoy's number 21. Jamie Atkins, the Northline Utilities, number 68. They are running for the 6th spot. Raptoy has the 6th position. Jamie Atkins in the number 68 is in the 7th spot. Bucko Branham in car number 20, leading Sean Duquette, who is 2nd. Third, Fred Lagoy. Fourth is car 4, but here comes Robin Wood to the inside. Robin Wood looking to move into the top 4 as we are halfway in this 25-lap feature event. Without a yellow, Bucko Branham well on his way to victory. But if you bring a yellow into the mix, that could make things interesting, as Bucko's car has been very fast. He seems to like towards the top of the track, although right now he can run it wherever he wants to. You can see he runs the bottom into the turn and then lets it diamond out to the top of turn number 2, maintaining a very good speed around the racetrack. We saw earlier that his preferred line is down on the, or make that up on top of the racetrack. So if he had to deal with a restart late in the race, then perhaps Sean Duquette on the top of the track might be able to contend. And it would also bring Robin Wood into the mix, who is sitting back and forth with his number 61. So it is Branham comfortably half the front stretch over Sean Duquette. Fred Lagoy continues to run in the 3rd spot. Jamie Begor down a lap to the leaders. And Robin Wood is 4th. 5th is the 4 of Brandon Atkins. 6th is Dave Raptoy. 7th is Jamie Atkins. 8th is Mike Shagnon. 9th is Chris Frenier in the number 93. He's lost a lap to Bucko Branham as well. And Mike Shagnon would be next in line to lose a lap, and he will going into turns 1 and 2. That sail panel that he has hanging off the right side of his car, I'm sure doesn't help the balance for the number 86. Now Bucko Branham in car number 20. Full half-stretch lead over the number 18. Lap number 20 will go up on the board next time by. Fred Lagoy running solid in the 3rd spot. Then car number 61 of Robin Wood, 4th. He's closing in on Lagoy as they race into turns 3 and 4. Lagoy's going to have to deal with a 93. He's just been happy to run the middle and bottom of the racetrack. Lagoy has with the 7. As we're now inside 5 laps remaining for Bucko Branham. The 93 of Chris Frenier about to lose a lap to Lagoy in the 7 car. And might also allow Begor to pick up a position as he goes past the 93. Bucko's lead is now almost the full backstretch over Sean Duquette. Duquette underneath Mike Shagnon going to 3 and 4. Fred Lagoy in car number 7 continues to run in that 3rd spot. Robin Wood in car number 61 is going to have to get around Jamie Begor's 19 to go after Lagoy. 22 laps are complete. And now 2 laps to go for Bucko Branham. Well, this may be one of the easiest victories that Bucko has had in a sportsman or a limited late model car, as he took the lead on lap number 1 and has led throughout. And he is going to take the white flag and win this race by little under half a racetrack. The final time for the Professor up into turn number 3. Bucko Branham's going to get his first win of the year. Finishing in the 2nd spot will be Sean Duquette with car number 18. Finishing in 3rd will be Fred Lagoy with car number 7. And Robin Wood finishes in the 4th spot with car number 61.
Bucko Branham takes his victory lap. Familiar is that 22 victory lane here at the Big A. Nice run for Fred Lagoy to the 3 spot. Sean Duquette did a good job to bring it home 2nd, but
all right, here he is climbing out of his race car. Give a nice round of applause, everybody. Bucko Branham from Plattsburgh gets his first win of the year. And who better to ask about the changes to this race car and the impact of the changes on the car that you felt this weekend?
We didn't really change too much from last year because we were pretty quick at the end of the year, and I knew everybody'd have to step it up just a little bit. Boy, and they did. I mean, Jamie's really fast, and Robin's always fast. I mean, all the other guys are really smooth through the corners. So, I mean, everybody's picking it up. But today, I didn't really like getting beat by Jamie that bad. So we made some major changes there after the heat race, and I wanted to see what we had. It's too bad that Jamie and Robin got together, but I mean, that was incidentally. Robin just hit the bumps and got up into Jamie, and it wasn't intentional or nothing. I mean, I seen it plain as day.
Talk about the tire changes. You had a little experience because you put them on for that race towards the end of last year. What does that do to the race car, along with, I think, a couple of other rule changes that were made over the off-season? How did that impact things? Was the car more stable for you?
The cars are a lot more stable. I mean, the tires make a great impact on everybody. I mean, it makes all the cars more stable. It takes the driving away from the car a little bit, but, you know, especially with that chip rule we got now, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean, we should be able to drive the cars the way we want to drive them, but I mean, it's a rule, and we'll stick by it, and that's what we learned today.
So you made some changes over the course of the afternoon. You weren't real happy coming out of the qualifier, and you felt the car was a lot better for you?
Yeah, we were pounding on the chip pretty hard. I think we were hitting at the flag stand, and that's how Jamie got by us. He just rolled into the corner a little bit better, and I was over driving the car trying to stay up with him, and I said, I got to do something. I just don't like getting beat that bad.
Well, congratulations on getting the win on opening day.
All right, I got to thank Econolads for putting this one on, and all my sponsors, Bud Light, Casella, everybody that helps me out. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Buck O'Branham, everybody. He gets the victory.
Rivers and Haywood set the pace off of turn number 4. Green flag. Good jump on the outside for Haywood as Haywood vaults to the lead, but Lonnie Rivers says not so fast. Lonnie Rivers looked down on the inside, but he drifted up the track in turn number 2, and he had to back off. Haywood maintains the lead. Here comes LaFountain out of a rocket, challenging for the 2 spot, but he gets on it in turn number 4, and he backs off. Nick Haywood in the 29, starting to pull away a little bit from Lonnie Rivers. Lonnie running in the 2nd spot. He's got Jamie LaFountain right behind him. LaFountain bobbled a little bit that time off of turn number 4. It was reversed in the heat race. Lonnie Rivers was out front, and Nick Haywood was 2nd, looking to get by. But now it's Lonnie Rivers looking for a way around the 29. A little bit of contact in turn number 4 as Rivers bobbled, and LaFountain got into the back of him. LaFountain looks high. Rivers drifts up, blocks that move. Here comes Branham. Branham now thrown into the mix for that 2nd spot. Throw a blanket for on the 3 cars for 2nd place. LaFountain again tries to go to the top, but he really can't get the bite to get it to stick. Branham gets the right side Hoosiers into the bunker on the backstretch. With 5 laps down, out front, Nick Haywood leads the way. Lonnie Rivers is 2nd. Jamie LaFountain is 3rd. 4th is the 1 of Jake Branham. 5th, the 99 of Sebastian Fournier. 6th, the 7 of Cody Aubin. 7th, the 11 for Jimmy Bushy. And John Michael Brissett can see them all. Jamie LaFountain into turn number 3. Gives a little bump to Lonnie Rivers in the back. Lonnie bobbled a little bit off of turn number 2, but he's still managing to hold that 2nd spot as LaFountain can't find a way by. LaFountain again right on the back bumper. Off of turn number 2, Lonnie Rivers pulls away a little bit, about a car length and a half advantage. 3 and 4 is where LaFountain really closes, but Lonnie Rivers pulls away down the front stretch. And then off of turn number 2, again, Rivers will be able to pull away as he has the last couple of laps. LaFountain looks high, nothing there. Again, right on the back bumper of Lonnie Rivers. Jake Branham now down to the inside. And he's got to back off as LaFountain shuts the door. Nick Haywood comfortably out front, has about a 15 car length advantage over the 7 of Lonnie Rivers as they are halfway in the first feature for the Adirondack Water Systems Modified Sportsman in 2012. John Michael Brissett was able to get around the 11 of Jimmy Bushy. Bushy's now in that 8th spot. Michael Brissett up to the 7th spot. Field kind of spread out now. Jake Branham was able to get around the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. LaFountain seems like that car's off the pace. Out front, the 29 of Nick Haywood showing the way. Took the lead on lap number 1 and hasn't looked back since. He just continues to increase the amount of car lengths between himself and Lonnie Rivers. Trouble on the backstretch with the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. He's off the pace. And as 3 cars go by him, and he's got a trail of smoke, and that's going to bring out the yellow.
A lot left down the stretch. 20,
All right.
20's back out, Rob.
LaFountain joins at the back. We're ready to go. Green flag. Good jump again for Haywood. As Jake Branham, he was closing in on that 7 of Rivers. Let's see if he can complete a pass here. Right on the back bumper into turn number 3. Jake Branham all over that back bumper, but he really isn't pressing the issue yet to get around that 7 of Lonnie Rivers. You see LaFountain now coming down the front stretch, new right rear. He was moving at a pretty good clip. Maybe he could get back up a couple positions. He's got 5 laps to do it. 5 to go for Nick Haywood. We mentioned earlier Nick Haywood started outside row number 1 and took the lead from the get-go. And he hasn't looked back. Lonnie Rivers has been comfortably in that 2nd spot. He's been bothered at times by Branham and also by LaFountain before LaFountain had that tire issue. But for the most part, Haywood and Rivers have been comfortably in the 1 and 2 spot. Sebastian Fournier, he started in the 6th spot. He's moved up 2 positions. He's now sitting in the 4th spot. Cody Obbins in 5th. That's where he started. John Michael Brissett is in 6th. 7th is Jimmy Bushy. And LaFountain right now is in 8th. Popsicle sticks are out this time by for the 29 of Nick Haywood. Nick Haywood had success last year at times in the Sportsman, now limited late model division. And it looks like he's going to start off 2012 with some success also. White flag is out for Nick Haywood. Nick Haywood in the 29. Final time. Comes off of turn number 4. And Nick Haywood wins it. 2nd goes to Cody Aubin. 3rd, Jake Branham. 4th, a good battle off of turn number 4, and Cody Aubin gets it on the inside, rounding out the top.
So Nick Haywood will enjoy his victory lap around the Big A. Nice job by Lonnie Rivers, bringing the number 7 home in the 2nd spot. And Jake Branham with the number 1 finishes in the 3rd position. So congratulations to those drivers finishing in the top 3. Nick Haywood coming back down to the start-finish line. He'll return the checkered flag.
But they weren't as fast as Nick Haywood today. He's climbing out of the car. Let's have a nice round of applause. Nick Haywood. And Nick just got married last week, too. All right. Talk about the first lap. You started off on the outside, and you got to it right on the get-go. You got the jump on the outside. Talk about getting on the hammer quick and getting around Lonnie.
Yeah, I knew I had to get around them then because they're so hard to pass with the open wheels. You don't want to, stick your nose in somewhere where you probably shouldn't. So I really put a lot of emphasis on working on getting my timing correct. And it's been a while. It's been 3 years since I've had a win. So it was a good race. Definitely a good race.
Talk about the learning curve. You were in a Sportsman last year, and they're now the limited models. Talk and how much time it's taken you to get used to this car.
The first practice was pretty hairy, getting used to the twitchy steering and the more power. But after the first practice, I said, I think I can do this. And the car's been fast all weekend. So, I gotta thank my sponsors, Budweiser, Plattsburgh Distributing, T&B Metals, Warren Tire, Clipper Corner, Brusso Contracting. I gotta thank my dad. He puts a ton of time into it. Mike, my father-in-law, my wife Sarah, my mom, Andy Kane. We bought the car from Andy, and he came over and he put a setup in it. And he said, "You're gonna be fast. Don't even worry about it." Because last weekend we were supposed to have practice, so we were worried we weren't quite gonna we're gonna lose some time. But he goes, "Don't even worry about it. Just go have fun at your wedding." So we did. And my buddy Mark and Clifford and everybody that helps, I just got to thank them all.
All right, well, congratulations on the first Modified Sportsman win of 2012. Back upstairs to you, Rob.
Josh Leclerc has the lead off of turn number 2 from the inside position. Chris Clark hangs in second on the outside. Mike Whalen looking to move through on the inside. On his outside, the 47 of Eric Sales. Remember, we talked about him being a strong competitor earlier on today, as he looks to get around Whalen on the outside. They run side by side off of turn number 2. Whalen still has a bumper out in front, almost dead even into turn number 3. Again, Whalen pulls ahead. But that progressive banking should help out Sales off the corner, as down the front stretch, Sales has third place. Sales now has his eyes set on the 14 of Chris Clark for the second spot. He looks to go through the middle. 3 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. Clark on the far outside cuts down in front of Sales as Sales has to get on the binders. And that's going to cost him the third spot, which he had secured. Michael Whalen takes that back. Josh Leclerc comfortable out front. Chris Clark, again, now 3 wide. Clark on the outside again. Whalen on the inside. Whalen's going to get sideways a little bit as they got together. And Whalen's going to be in the second spot. Whalen and Clark run 2 and 3. Whalen secures that 2 spot now by completing the pass, but Clark's not going away. Sales now looks down on the inside. We'll set the field now 5 laps into the Busch Beer Mini Mod feature. Josh Leclerc leads the way out front. Second is the 11 of Michael Whalen. Third is now the 47 of Eric Sales. Fourth, the 14 of Chris Clark. Fifth, the 16 of Dale O'Neill. Sixth, the 26 of Matt Baruso. Seventh, the 45B of Josh Laporte. As the lap traffic really playing factor here, as Eric Sales has to knock his way down on the inside of LaGrave in the 07. Lap traffic running double wide in front of the lead lap cars as they dice in and out to try and get around the 07 and 79. Both LaGraves. Eric Sales now in the second spot as he works down to the inside of Whalen. The 72 of Curtis LaGrave coming back out of the garage area. He ducked in earlier. There's a gaggle of cars as they go into turn number 4. The 07 of LaGrave, which is a lap car, going rather slow. It's really boxing up the field as they have to dart to the high side of the track to avoid any contact. Josh Leclerc's happy, though, as he's worked his way through lap traffic, and he's got clear sailing in front of him. He's got about a front stretch to go with, and he's happy about that. Eric Sales is still in the second spot. Mike Whalen's third. Fourth is Chris Clark in the 14. Dale O'Neill is fifth. Sixth is Matt Baruso. Seventh is Josh Laporte. Eighth is Eric Riel. Ninth, Larry Archer. And right now, rounding out the top 10 is the 69 of John Bradley. Look out. Sideways on the back stretch is the 11 of Michael Whalen. Good job by him to save that as Chris Clark got into the back of him. Coming off of turn number 4, the 21 of Travis Sherman got into the 3 of Rob Sines, but they were able to right the ship, as it looks like Sherman might be fighting a bit of an ill-handling race car. Josh Leclerc has about half a backstretch advantage over the 47 of Eric Sales. The battle right now is for the 3 spot. Amber Turner is a lap car that everybody is parting right now. 2 to go. 2 to go for Josh Leclerc. And 2 laps to go. Josh Leclerc is led from the beginning as he sees the white flag. Josh Leclerc had success last year. Going to have more this year as on the backstretch, the 19 of Ray Germain has stalled. He's off in the bunker. But coming off of turn number 4, your winner is going to be Josh Leclerc. Josh Leclerc wins it. Yellow flag instead of a checkered flag on this one. On the front row. This should be interesting. Green, checkers, finish. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag. Side by side into turn number 1. Josh Leclerc sticks the nose in front into turn number 2. Out of turn number 2, Eric Sales has a little something for him. We got a flip in turn number 2. Tim LaFountain goes over 2 or 3 times as Sherman and LaFountain got together. I didn't catch the
friends at Aaron Sales and Lease, located at 327 Cornelia in Plattsburgh, for their sponsorship of the VIP Towers.
Here they come. Good finish, shaping up. Green flag. Josh Leclerc has the advantage this time into 1. Eric Sales still sticks with that outside groove as Josh Leclerc holds the lead down the backstretch. One final chance for Eric Sales. Looking to maybe slingshot off of the 4th turn. He can't do it. Josh Leclerc wins it. Eric Sales second. 3rd, Michael Whalen. 4th, Dale O'Neill. And rounding out the top 5 is the 14 of Chris Clark. No, white flag. See, I balked again. You did too, though.
No, hey.
You were right.
Now they're going to
Now they're going to come off for the final time.
Now you'll get it right.
And Josh Leclerc still wins it. 2nd, Eric Sales. 3rd, Michael Whalen.
You were
4th,
just a lap
Dale
early.
O'Neill. And 5th is Chris Clark. Predicting the future. That's what we'll call it.
You had it right. They could have thrown it after that previous lap.
Too bad we weren't at the harness track because they only take 1 lap.
He picks up win number 1 for the Busch Beer Mini Modifieds. Round of applause. He's hopping out of the car now. Josh Leclerc wins it. Now, Josh, you were fortunate enough to start on the pole, and you were pretty comfortable for the first 14 laps until lap number 14. What was going through your head on lap number 14 when you had the restart and you looked to your outside and you saw the fast 47 of Eric Sales?
Well, we got lucky enough in the heat race to start up front and win that, so we qualified good for the feature. But when Sales got on the outside of me, I was just hoping the momentum wouldn't go in his hands and he could get by me coming here down the front stretch.
Well, congratulations on the first win for the Mini Modified division in 2012.
Thank you very much.
That's Josh Leclerc. He wins the Mini Modified feature back upstairs.